All right, well, now we're out in the backyard. Let's get into, we've kind of talked about what I don't like. Let's talk about what I do like. Yeah. And a lot of these things that I'm touching on, like for instance of like, why am I making this video? It's because I'm so solidified in the fact that like I need to be in a creative industry. I need to be doing creative work like on a daily basis, or else I feel very like unenergetic. I get very energized by doing work that I like. I confirmed that yesterday. I was putting a bunch of my tools and stuff at my dad's because I don't know where I'm going to be living. And I'm fortunate enough to have, my dad lives an hour and a half away. So I brought a bunch of my stuff there, and I was cleaning a bunch of stuff out, taking it to Goodwill and such. And I could just see so many different things. Like I saw like Sean's director's notebook, and I have it from, it was back probably high school. Must have been like sophomore or junior year. And there was like a couple different plans for movies. And then I saw a sweatshirt that had my name on the back of it. It just said Sean. But I remember asking my mom, "Hey mom, can we go make this?" And just those little things that like, I just have always been who I am. I just need to be who I am for making money. And I think I'll be so much more successful because it'll be so much seamless, and like it won't be a drag for me to do what I want to do because I already want to do it. Even though I'm not one of those people that thinks you need to like find the perfect calling in life for your career. Like a job is work, put food on the table, so to speak. But I think overall it's important that there's something that you like, at least for me. And this is a lot of random stuff, including making videos like this. I do, like, that's one of them. So let's start there. Film. I've always liked film. I feel like I've always had a good eye for what is a good movie, what is a good scene, what is a good actor. And like, maybe that's easy, but I feel like a lot of people don't get it. And when they don't get it, I'm almost like annoyed. That sounds really like, makes me sound like a prick a little bit, but it's not like I'm mean to people, but I'm just like, you like a movie like that, or you thought that was good, and I'm like, how? I just don't understand how some people don't appreciate movies the way that, like a quality film. Like, I don't see how people don't like that. But to each their own. Well, you don't have to be a goofball to act, but you kind of have to be able to be a goofball to like put yourself out there to be an actor. I think that's true. You definitely cannot like be afraid to like let loose and embarrass yourself. So acting is really fun, I think, and it's something I want to do more of at some point in the future. Like, I only took one acting class. It was like the first class I took in college. So yeah, film. Acting's fun, and then like editing and like creating something is like insanely fun. So that's just really cool. I love film. I love the lifestyle, even if it's not always true, like the glamour of being in the film industry, or the hardship and the competitiveness and the other creators is like so cool. I'll just kind of go wherever. I mentioned the sweatshirt that I made like custom, and there was actually another jersey that I made for a basketball league. Like, I went to and got it done where it was like a jersey and it had the name of our team on it. Like, nobody else was doing that. They were like wearing a green shirt or whatever with like maybe a number on it, or like put Sharpie on their shirt. I like went out and made a super cheap but like jersey. I just always cared about stuff like that, and I didn't realize it in the time, because when you're younger, you're just in the present and you just don't know how to analyze what you're actually doing. I didn't. So yeah, that was really, really cool to see. But yeah, I love sewing and like creating like clothing and clothing ideas, and I've always been doing that. I remember like I'd like cut sleeves off shirts and like, does this look cool, does it not, and stuff like that. For like Halloween, I liked dressing up always. But yeah, I learned to sew when I was sewing my rooftop tent, and then last year I got inspired by Michael Jordan's outfit walking around Barcelona because last summer the documentary on Netflix came out for the Dream Teams last year. It was really cool. So I made my own version of that, and then after that, last year, I just started sewing a lot. So I've been sewing a lot, and making a bunch of different things, like the shorts I'm wearing I made right now. Yeah, I think it's really cool. So, but I also I made like a bag, I made like blankets, so it's not just clothing, but just in general, sewing is just like a super useful tool. Then I'm into sports big. I've mentioned jerseys and stuff like that already. I really love sports. Podcasts, the angles, what it does to your brand for like thinking about like strategy of the players, and there's like the drama of the players. Oh, this guy said that. How are these two going to work together? How is this team going to come together? Or they're going to break up? Oh, we hate this guy. It's just a whole drama field. But there's also like athleticism and really like beautiful sports play within that, and like amazing feats that are just like super rare. So top level sports are like, you could say that they don't matter in the scheme of things, but you could say because so many people care and like pay and go and pay their attention and time to sports, then it inherently matters. So sports is just a huge part of my life, and I love it. Watching and predicting. And then I actually I 2 times, the first thing I did out of college was make a website for sports writing, and started writing about like basketball with like pop culture, a la Bill Simmons' disciple. Like, he's got me so inspired by the way he writes, or used to write and stuff. So, and then I stopped that to get a real job. So yeah, and then also just like in college, like I definitely spent more time at the rec than the library, and like now I just like love working out and sports related stuff. I hurt my ankle my senior year playing basketball, so I kind of stopped playing basketball because of that. And it's still kind of messed up, so it's not fun, but overall, love sports. So I love like trucks and cars, and like that, even like maintenance things like changing the oil really makes me feel like achieving something for the day or whatever. Like, it feels good to do that. Modifications, like making custom parts for it. Like, I made a custom rack system on the back of my truck. I'll put that up. I designed all of that and stuff, and like again, I just found all of like my designs that I drew, and I had to get into like the angles for like the cuts because it got kind of complicated. And then just custom work overall. Like, I put in an iPad dash in my truck now, and I've just did like I just love the creativity that you're allowed to have in the automotive industry. It's like the usability function is there as well, where like I can use like maps to like help me drive, or I can use like my rack to hold like my rooftop tent, which is another thing with custom work that I love to do. It's like just anything that I'm like, oh, like I see that, I just have this knack for like just going for it. Like, I don't have like a hesitancy. My biggest weakness is overthinking and like analysis paralysis and like fear of failure and like not doing things. But when I do things, I'm pretty good at like just going like pretty intensely, like attacking it and just getting it done. Like, for instance, when the gyms closed because of the pandemic, first thing I did was build like a power rack and like a weight bench of my own plans. I looked at some other things, but overall, it was my own plans. The tent that I made was my own plans, the rooftop tent, and I'm gonna have another video on that by itself. But that was really sick, and like one of the coolest things I've made. So yeah, just custom work, custom stuff, whatever I'm doing. Example of custom, I made that in like an hour before we were having a party for 4th of July last year. I also made that, it like fell over, but I put that on my truck and it says BLM. Custom work, man. That's what's up. I feel like when I say custom work, it's kind of hard to understand what I'm talking about. An easy example is like these light covers here, which I don't think you could tell earlier, but I did this in like 2 seconds when there was no covers. And then like when you just have a bulb, it's like sucks. it's not right. It needs to be like diffused in some way for it to like work. That's why lamp shades are a thing and not just light bulbs. So I like cut a t-shirt and then I use electrical tape, and they've been this way ever since. And this has been like 18 months like this or whatever. Just I love doing like one of one or like unique work. The most satisfied I've ever been was when I made my bed. It just like from my planning to like execution and then the results all went really well. It was a quick time frame and just everything, like it worked so well. Just super proud of that. But yeah, I like woodworking, whether it's that or I've like built a couple different styles of desks, and then like more like utility things like the workout system. I made my workbench, which is pretty good, and just all kinds of woodworking. Picture frames, I like to make picture frames, especially as like gifts and stuff. Something that like I'm super interested in but I haven't done it yet is graphic design. Probably something I'm going to start tapping into here shortly. One that's not on here is writing. I like writing, whether it's journaling, articles, something on my phone. Just writing, it helps you figure out the thoughts that are stuck in your head. Last couple things I have are cooking, healthy lifestyle, then working out. So it's good for my mental health, my physical health, my confidence, and tying in the cooking and the working out and like the writing and reflection piece is like all staples of like how I am gonna be able to function. Are gonna make me baseline happy to execute on everything else. So the rest of the day today is going to be going to the gym. So I want like, yeah, so the point of this is like to document and give myself some kind of structure and stuff. And I know if I'm putting these videos out that it'll motivate me to execute better on what I'm trying to accomplish, which is find a place to live and finding a job. And I'm going to do it in a semi-structured way. The more structured the better for you guys, so that hopefully if you're watching this video, you're probably in a similar situation or upcoming or whatever, that it can help you. And like, I don't really have any shame or like ego pride in the way of like admitting where I'm at right now, because I actually don't really mind where I'm at in life with like who I am and stuff. I had to go through the process of like going into these final interviews and like really inside me feeling like not sick but like about it, that I'm just like would rather not